Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. In the first story, we'll tell you about how our OP got a lazy roommate to work. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Steal my spare change? Get a job. I've been having trouble with my roommate lately. We'll call him Gary. Gary's an okay guy, but just barely skates by. He has steady full-time cash work in the spring and summer, but come winter, it's always the same sob story. He usually ends up staying with his generous uncle, for the last 3 winters anyway. Well, this year, good old Unc decided at the last minute he was done with his charity work. It's December in the Midwest, and Gary is suddenly without a roof above his head for winter. Sheepishly, I offer Gary a temporary spot in my home under the condition that he's looking for work. Gary agrees and occupies my living room couch in a 1-bedroom apartment. For the first few weeks, everything was fine. Gary was up at 8 to 9 a.m., kept tabs on his own things, and gave me feedback on how his work search was going. Fast forward 2 months. Gary's job search now consists of him leaving in the morning or early afternoon and grabbing a coffee from 7-Eleven a few days per week. I'm not even sure how he manages to scrounge up enough change. Turns out he was taking a little at a time from a 10-gallon jug that I'd spent years filling up. After a few confrontations, I get a couple of half-butted lies about the companies he's been applying to. He hasn't. He's been on the couch for a while now, and I'm starting to get sick of his nonchalant attitude about the whole ordeal. I decided to do the only thing possible, pretend to be him and apply for several entry-level jobs. In January, I'd helped Gary fix up his resume and still had a copy. Fiendishly, I started applying to any and all retail outlets within a 10-mile radius. Lo and behold, a local chain gas station calls his, free government-issued, cell phone after about a week and asks him to come to an interview. The deer-in-headlights expression on his face when he answered was priceless. Even though he sounded a bit dumbfounded at first, he did end up getting hired. It's only been about a week at his new position, and Gary hates it there. But I just love it. And he'll never know what really happened. And our second story, the $999 trash pickup. So about 4 months ago, I moved into a new condo in downtown Denver. I fully expected some added noise and got it. The shuttles on the 16th Street Mall, an occasional horn from the light rail stations nearby, even the occasional homeless guy in my alley. What I didn't expect was garbage trucks in my alley banging dumpsters and blaring their backup alarms at 4 a.m. I live on the 5th floor, and it wakes me up with the windows closed, so I'm not really sure how my neighbors deal with it on the lower floors. Enter my mild interest in all matters legal, and I learned that Denver Revised Municipal Code Chapter 36, Section 7 specifically states, waste stream equipment and activities. No person shall operate any waste stream equipment nor conduct any waste stream activities on any premises adjoining to or across the street or alley from a residential receptor premises between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. For clarification here, a residential receptor premises is defined as a dwelling unit receiving noise. So, being the nice guy I am, I fired off an email to the 2 offending garbage companies, politely asking if they could do their pickups after 7 a.m. since, like city code required. I told them I understood that it was easier to do it earlier to avoid traffic, but 4 a.m. was too early. Company 1 apologized and got better for a week. Company 2 ignored me, but their drivers started backing up the alley, blaring their backup alarm while yelling and slamming dumpsters. After it picked back up, I filed noise complaints with the city. They responded and said, keep records and file new complaints each time. I did so, but filing new tickets and emailing them back got no response. So on Friday of last week, I emailed my city council person, who responded yesterday and asked if I was still having issues. I told him I was still having issues, and he assured me that he'd get it taken care of. I'm guessing some awkward phone calls were had with the Department of Health employee who was ignoring my emails and tickets, because today I got a call from the head of the Denver Health Department noise panel. He told me that given the ample video evidence I provided, I recorded each pickup on a YouTube channel showing the company, date, and time. They just issued a $999 citation to Company 2, and any further pickups from either company would result in an additional $999 citation for each pickup. These pickups are daily, so I'm hoping that it stops. I guess if it doesn't, it's going to get quite expensive for them. And our last story. Customer insists on warranty exchanging damaged product. My first long-term job was working in a call center doing contract work for various companies. We would periodically be retained and moved to work with a new client in the same building on a different floor. The flavor of the month had me working as technical support and a warranty specialist for an American cell phone provider, but I was physically located in Canada. Part of my job is to diagnose what's wrong with your device, then help you make the decision if the device should be RMA'd, locally or mail, exception exchanged, or not covered, in which case you're stuck with the device. This happened just after Pokemon Go became the big thing. Also, I have a near photographic memory, so a lot of this is exactly as it happened, but edited down and paraphrased a bit. The story. M is me, CX is customer, SR is senior rep, TL is team leader, FL is floor leader. Ring ring, me. Thank you for calling. What can I do for you today? My phone's broke. A lot of customers start their calls this way without saying hello or even specifying what exactly broke means. I'm sorry to hear that. What exactly seems to be the problem? It's broke. Okay, what is the phone doing or not doing? It won't turn on. We run through some basic troubleshooting, during which I discovered he had basically a brand new iPhone 7 Plus and one of the larger storage sizes that would not turn on, had no lights, and was not detected when plugged into a computer. Okay, it seems the phone is I told you! We'll start the warranty process. Is there any liquid or physical damage? No response. Sir? Why does it matter? Just replace it. I can send out a replacement overnight for you, but if we get the device back and it has physical or liquid damage, it'll be returned and you'll be charged full cost. It only has some tiny scratches. Just send me the box. Small surface scratches are fine as long as they don't cause a problem themselves. I continued to warn him another 3 times about physical or liquid damage, knowing full well he was lying, and ended up sending out the box. Normally, this would be the end of the story, as very rarely do we actually talk to the same customer twice. However, about 20-ish days later, I was approached by my TL. The aftermath. TL. OP, did you talk to CX on date? This happens from time to time where they need follow-up on specific situations. I'm not sure. What was it about? He reminds me of the customer and exactly what happened. Oh, that guy. Why? What's wrong? College has him on the phone right now and he's screaming at her, demanding to speak to you. Now, normally we're not required and are usually forbidden from taking a call from another agent like this. You get who you get. Sucks to suck. But because of the situation, the manager approved it and was handed back to me. Call transferred to me. This is OP. How can I help you? You! Remove long chain of expletives, taking about 3 minutes. Sir, I'm going to have to ask that you remain professional. What can I help you with? The customer relays that he sent his phone in with just a few scratches and we must have damaged it in shipping because he was sent back a destroyed phone and charged full price for a brand new iPhone. I looked up his serial number, which we use to find pictures of the phones when they get to our warehouse. The box was pristine, but the phone looked like it had been thrown into a jet engine or something, in 3 pieces, and bent and warped every which way. Sir, I have pictures here. This phone looks like it went through a grinder. What happened? I told you it was just scratched. Why would they even need to check? We check all phones returned. What happened? If a customer cooperates, I can sometimes cut them a deal, even when it's 100% their own fault. This is where the story really gets strange. My son was playing a game. He's a minor, so I shouldn't have to pay. Wait, what? Sir, the phone is in your name. Did your son call in and exchange it? Voice quality isn't always the best, and I wasn't sure. If the son did exchange it, I could make an argument for reversal of the charge because it was done without an account holder's permission. I exchanged it. It's my phone. Then, as per terms and conditions that I warned you about, read you twice, you got in an email and were on the box you shipped to us, you have to pay. My son's a minor, so I don't have to pay for damages he caused. I'm going to sue you for damaging my property. People often make weak legal threats like this, but the policy is to flag a senior who's roaming and get their say. I put the customer on hold. I asked to do so, by the way. SR, what's up? I filled him in and he laughed, told me to try to get the full story, and he'd talk to the customer. I went back to the customer. Sir, I was speaking to my support staff and we need to know exactly what happened so we can get this escalated and taken care of for you. CX, condescendingly, like you would talk to a 5-year-old. See, was that so hard for you to do? Me. So your son was playing a game? What happened? Now that he thought he was winning the argument, he was all eager to tell me about it. So his son had been playing Pokemon Go. For those unaware, there are eggs that hatch new Pokemon that you have to walk specific distances to get. The dad's a painter and has one of those big 24-inch portable fans. There was this myth going around that if you taped your phone to the blades of a ceiling fan, it would count as walking when it spins on low speed. So an industrial fan on high speed should do it faster, right? So this kid attached the phone to the fan with a few pieces of Scotch tape, which held just long enough for the thing to get up to speed before coming off and being torn apart by the blades and destroying the fan itself. The escalation. So you're going to give me a free phone, $5,000 to replace my fan, it costs like $250, and $10,000 to keep quiet about it, or I'm going to sue the crap out of you. All right, sir, I'll place you on hold and relay that to the management and get back to you. I put him on hold and told the SR. He was giving me a bullcrap look, trying his hardest not to laugh. There's no way that's real. I swear that's what he said. He took the call and tried to explain that 1, he is responsible, 2, we don't accept threats, and 3, he will be charged. Sometime later, the call escalated again to my TL, then to the FL who didn't believe us and thought it was a prank. When he realized it was real, he shut the customer down and told him that we would not be discussing the matter any further because he was insisting that he was going to sue. This is now a matter he has to take up with legal, and they would be contacting him for details shortly. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.